Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you're having a fantastic start to your weekend and you're getting ready for the racing that's going to be taking place out at Turffontein. I'm going to hand over to the postman that's going to be tipping out at Turffontein and he's going to take you through the card.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where in the world you guys are. Racing comes to us on Sunday, the 6th of November, from Turffontein, and we are on the Standside track. Guys, please just take note, there has been a lot of rain. I've heard that they're going to abandon the first race, but thus far has not been confirmed. I have given a selection, but please, if they do, just check for race time changes, check for more scratchings, and check for jockey changes. Just quickly on Thursday, I couldn't believe our value bet got beaten the last. When he came through, I thought Gavin had this one under the hands, and we get beaten a bob of the head. A short head. But that's racing, guys. We move on. Please just take note when structuring your bets for Sunday. As I said, a lot of rain. Please, just be careful. There are some short price favorites, guys. As you will recall, we at Top Tipper do not tip 8 to 10 shot as the best bet. You guys can choose those horses yourselves. So if it's 6 to 10 or 8 to 10 and we haven't said it's the best bet, well, I mean, my word, you don't need us to tell you how that it's the best bet. So let's just go through the card quickly. As I said, we've heard that the first race has been abandoned. Anyhow, my selections there, I'm just going to go through quickly, would be 10, 7, and 6. The 10 is Melesh from the Magna Yard with Muzi Yeni aboard. I like the breeding of the son from William Longsword. And should they run, that would be my first selection. Then I've gone for the 7 and the 6. Moving on, guys, to the second race on the card. This is the first leg of the bipot. And in this leg, my first selection here is horse number 14, C. Animan. This is Randall Simons for the De Kock Yard. We've heard that this one can run a bit, and I'm giving this as my first selection. For second, I have gone for horse 11, Let's Cruise. JP van der Merwe for the Alec Laird Yard. Has had one run, was not a bad effort, finishing 4.5 lengths behind the winner. I'm looking for improvement here, and we're looking at taking swingers and exactors with horse 11. For third, I've thrown in a nice rough here, horse number 2, African Tune, Samangu Kamalo for Joey Somo, around about 20 to 1. 2 runs, was an improved effort last out, and again, good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for another rough here and another first timer. I've gone for horse number 9, Lady Crusade. This is Nathan Kling for the Alec Laird Yard, and we throw that fourth. In the bipots, we've gone 11, 14, and I do think that those two should get us through. So race 2, 14, 11, 2, 9. Take this first two selections, swingers and boxed exactors. Third race on the card. This is due off according to what we have at 1300 hours. But like I said, please guys, just check for time changes. And my first selection here is horse number 1, Quantum Fury. Muzieni for Robbie Sage. This is very, very short, round about 6 to 10. And looks like this one will end up in the number 1 box. For second, I've gone for horse number 2, Swing Upon a Star. Gav Lorena gets the ride here for the Terry Yard. Has some really, really decent form. And again, should give a decent account of itself. Personally, I think maybe the inside track would suit this one better, but certainly worth throwing in swingers and exactors. For third, guys, we've gone for the 5, Tamarisk Tree, Caden Brewer for Robbie Sage. We're going to throw this one in exactas as well with our first selection. Last time out in a feature race, finished 9 lengths behind Unzen, and the time before that, won his maiden on his coconut by nearly 6 lengths. Must be good enough to finish in the top 3 here. For fourth, we've gone for the horse 3. I Am Giant. Kibera Matsiani gets around here for the Crawford yard. Again, 2 decent efforts, and in a small field, must be there and thereabouts. So race 3, 1, 2, 5, 3, and 1 looks the right one there at about 6 to 10. Fourth race on the card, first leg of the Pick 6. Currently due off at 13:35, 1800 meters, and rated 93 handicap. In this event, my first selection here is horse number 3, Atticus Finch. JP van der Merwe for Alec Laird. Has had 2 runs, won a maiden last time out over 1600 meters, won very, very well. I don't think that the distance will be a problem for this horse, and I'm looking for a decent effort from horse number 3. For second, I have gone for the favorite. This is horse number 2, Meredith Gavlarina for the Fortune Yard. Very, very good form. Currently around about 14 to 10. If it sees out to 1800 meters, we'll certainly have a chance. I don't know why Ryan's got of the horse. Maybe the owners want Gavin to ride. And we've got this one to run second. For third, guys, gone for horse number 4. Ignatius. Randall Simons for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Again, 3 decent efforts. Won a maiden last time out over 1600 meters. I see there has been a touch of support for this one. Watch eventually follow through, guys. If so, I certainly wouldn't leave that out of my Pick 6. For fourth, we've gone for the 1, Simple. Samangu Kamala for the De Kock Yard. Again, has some average form. Again, some decent sorts. Again, if this one can see out to 1800 meters, must be included. For larger punters, I would put in all 4 selections in the Pick 6. Smaller punters, I'd go 2 and 3. In race 4, 3, 2, 4, and 1. Race 5, guys, due off at 14:10, 1160 meters, and this is a Pinnacle Stakes. Please take note, horses 6 and 7, both from the De Kock Yard, have been scratched. And in this race, we found my value bet, and this will be horse number 3, Sweet Pepper. Calvin Habib for the Terry Yard. Currently around about 72. Won his first 3 on the trot over sprints. Last time out over 1400 meters in a feature race. I think was a touch too far. They brought this one back to the sprinting distance, and honestly at 72, I think it's a very, very nice price. For second, we've gone for the real classy horse number 2, Desert Miracle. This is round about 7 to 10. Samanga Kamala for the De Kock Yard. Good effort last time out, finishing a bob of the nose behind Humdinger. The problem here for me, they've reverted back to the sprinting distance of 1160 meters. However, as I said, they have had rain, and maybe Desert Miracle will be running on when others have cried enough. Pick 6s and jackpots, I think 2 and 3 are sufficient here. For third, we've thrown in horse number 5, Moon Shining Through. Again, Randall Simons for the Van Vuren Yard. Did win last time out quite comfortably. And again, good enough for back ends of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for the 1, Valdiorcia. Gav Lorena for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Last time out wasn't a bad effort. The time before that with Gavin aboard in a feature race. Finished 2 lengths behind Team Gold. And as I said, larger perms, you can throw in all 4. Smaller perms, take a chance with 2 and 3. I think you'll get through. Race 6, guys. This is due off at 14:45, 1,000 meters, and this is a listed event. And in the 6th race, I think this is an open card, or open race. Put in as many as the budget would allow. I've gone first, number 2, Kissing Point, Cabela Matsiani for the Crawford yard. I think this is nicely drawn on the outside. It'll be a 4th run in the province. And at 10-1, we certainly going to have a small each-way touch on that. For second, I've thrown in the 7, Miss Cool, Stamango Kamala for the Dawson yard. Last time out in the grade 1 was not disgraced, but when we go back and we look some of the sprint form, really decent, and I think Miss Cool is a must for all exotics. For third, gone for horse number 9, Efiko Muzieni for the De Kock yard. 4 wins on a trot. Form as if all of us to see, must be included in all exotics. For fourth, I've thrown in horse number 4, Balshika, Ryan Munger for the Fortune yard. I think it's better than this last effort, and in my opinion, 20-1 must be thrown in. I'm even looking at throwing in horse number 3, Casse Invierno, Gavlarina for the Jansa van Vuren yard. I'm putting a line through the last one. I think it's better than that. This would be the 4th time it's running in the province. And again, as I said, very tough event. I'm going to put in as many as I can. Maybe we even throw the field in here. If I'm having a touch, as I said, small each way on horse number 2, Kissing Point. 4th race on the card, guys. Due off at 15-20. And this is the Victory Moon Grade 3 stakes of 1800 meters. And in the 7th race, my first selection here is horse number 4, Second Base, Gavin Arena for Johan Jansa van Vuren. I don't think it's the best horse in the race, but I think at this stage in time, it's certainly the fittest. Last 2 efforts were decent, 2 lengths behind the winner on both occasions. And as I said, I think it's the fittest horse. 8-1 must be included in all exotics. For second, we've gone for horse number 12. This is East Coast, Nathan Klink for the De Kock yard. Won very well last time out, carrying 51 kilos, is an absolute postage stamp for the sort, and I think will go very close at about 16-1. For third, I've thrown in horse number 17, Perfect Witness, Muzieni for Candace Dawson. Again, we go and we look, this would be a second run after rest, so should strip fitter, but have got some really decent form and run against some really good sorts. For fourth, I have thrown in horse number 1, William Robertson. There's a question mark about this one, seeing the distance, especially with the yielding going, but cannot leave a good horse out, and I'm throwing this one in all bets as well. So race 7, 4, 12, 17, and 1. We'll move on to the 8th race. In the 8th race, I heard that horse number 4, Cape OK, has been scratched. So that leaves us with 7 horses. I think this one is more open than the betting suggests. And my first selection here is a bit of a roughie, 10-1. Horse number 7, Indian War Dance. Ryan Munger gets the ride here for Tyrone Zaki. I think the distance would suit, and I'm certainly looking for an improved effort from this little roughie. For second, I've gone for horse number 1, Alphatic. This Randall Simons from the De Kock yard. Again, should this one see the distance of 2,400 meters, is an inclusion in all bets. Third, we've gone for the 3, Go Dream Machine. Has some average form. Cabela Matsiani for the Nivedson yard. And again, must be thrown in. For fourth, I'd go for horse number 6, Global Breeze, Caden Brewer for Grant Maroon. And in the exotics, throw all 4 selections in, guys. Race 8, 7, 1, 3, and 6. Not a nice race. Race number 9, the Lucky Last, due off at 1640, I think it is. There are 12 runners carded. It's a 1400 meter maiden plate. And in this event, guys, my first selection here is horse number 1, Sylvan Theatre, Muzieni for Mike De Kock. 5-1, I think is a nice bet here. I think that if there's no first timer that's really classy, I think this one will finish in the winner's enclosure. For second, I have gone for a first timer. This is number 12, Sharapova. This is also from the Mike De Kock yard. Samango Kamalo gets the ride here for the De Kock yard. and I really do fancy a beating on this daughter of Karari. For third, we've gone for the 2, Stella Clavis. De Gavea gets a ride here for the Crawford yard. Was a decent effort last time out, finishing second behind Just Eminent, and again maybe good enough to run a drum. Big negative is it's a wide draw, but has been running to some decent sorts. For fourth, we've gone for the 4, Black Egret. Has had 2 promising runs. Raimunga retains the ride for the Fortune yard. Again, if seeing at the 1400 meters, must go close. So race 9, 1, 12, 2, 4. Guys, if I'm taking exotics, the one I'm going to concentrate on would be the bipod. Going to go light early and load up later on. Please, as I said, guys, just watch for scratchings, watch for race times, watch for jockey changes, and please, guys, just check to see if race 1 has been abandoned or not. Guys, look after yourself. Take care. Stevie, back to you boys in the studio.
Thanks for that input, the postman. We really appreciate the time and effort that you've put in to your card out at Turffontein. So all in all, enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.